Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl SharonAde. I'm day come day kiki day, and I'm back with another video. Before we get into this video, because I can already hear some people's thoughts and comments. Yeah. Who does she think she is? Now she's giving us content like this. Because if you've been watching me, you know that I've always given you guys content like this. Even if you watch Sharon Speaks, you know I've always given you guys content like this. This is not so much relationship content, more like wisen up, because one thing that I'm about is allowing the girlies to wisen up. So if you've been watching me before, you know that I always did signs to know he's not the one, even when I was single to stupor. So I don't want to hear any, oh, now she's doing this. That's not the case at all. But because some of you guys have been asking and I'm trying to give you guys what you want, I'm going to be giving you guys things and signs to look for before you actually say I do. And I'm also going to preface this and say that you can check all these things and humans can still human. And this is what I want you guys to know. You can actually still check all these things and humans will still human. That's why even before you go, pray. Let God be the ultimate decider of whatever you do. Let God be the backbone of whatever you do, because you can look at this. Someone can present themselves as everything that looks good and is appealing, because even sometimes the enemy presents himself as an angel of light, but that still was not it. So yeah, but that I've told you guys the God factor, let's talk about the everything factor. Because also what I find with some people as well is they're so focused on the God factor, which is really important, that I don't know, the use of sense kind of goes out the window, in the sense of like, okay, yes, he speaks in tongues, he's praying in church for 4 hours, he's even packing 5 chairs at the end of service, but this man has no character, but yet you think that is your husband. Because what you're forgetting is that when you marry that man, you're not marrying the anointing, you're not even marrying the pastor, you're not marrying that, you are marrying the man that he is. Of course, some of the benefits of him praying and doing this will come, but the real person that you're marrying is the man. Because you see him maybe preaching for 2 hours in church on Sunday, that does not mean that is how he is every day. The Bible talks about we should, pray and watch. Like, you use your eyes to look, yes, pray, but also look. Don't let also spirituality blind you to character, because even if like the man can pray and he doesn't have character, I also have to question your level of this so-called spirituality, because the Bible also says that by the fruits that we shall know them. So if he's showing works, like, yes, on the outside he looks good but he has no fruit, you have not found your one. The first thing I wrote down here was, is he kind? Is he a kind man? I think a lot of us want someone that is just nice to you. Guys, that is also not what you want. You want a kind man. You want someone that is kind through and through. And the reason I say not just to you is because I know sometimes the flex is, oh, he's not nice to everyone, but he's nice to me. That's not the flex that you think it is, because there will be some days you are nearly the same realm as everybody, if not even everybody. You need to know that at the end of the day, you have a man that is kind, irregardless of who he is, irregardless of what the situation is. Not that he's kind to you, but he cannot be kind to a waiter because he seems like he feels the waiter's beneath him. Not that he's kind to you, but he cannot be kind to the person that's picking up trash in the streets because he feels like that person is beneath him. You need a man that is kind all around, because however he treats other people is how he will eventually treat you. So if he doesn't have a heart for people, my dear, it's only a matter of time before his heart for you goes like this, and you don't want that. Is he ambitious? Guys, I don't need to tell you guys this, but I am going to say it. Is he actually ambitious? Is he a man that can dream? Is he a man that has vision? Is he a man that has purpose? Because the way I see it is, when two becomes one, especially when it comes to a woman, you are joining his vision. You are joining his ambition. You are coming into the picture. And he's the leader. So if he doesn't have a clue where he's leading you to, if he doesn't have vision, he doesn't even know where that place that he's leading you to is, you want to join your life there, my sister, don't. Do not do it. So you need to ask if this man has vision. And apart from him having vision, apart from him being ambitious, does his vision and ambition match yours? If he thinks that he wants to be a full-time missionary in a different part of the world, that is his vision, but you've never dreamed about that, you've never dreamt about that life, needless to say, that probably is not the person that you're going to go with. Your vision has to somewhat align. That is what you need to look for in a partner. Does he have vision, and does he have like ambition as well? And then even in terms of vision and ambition, especially as a lady, does he support your vision and ambition? And when I also say support, guys, I'm not looking for someone that is just supporting you, saying, oh yeah baby, you can do it. Does he also invest into that vision, into that purpose that you have? You know, it's one thing for someone to be passive about your support. Everybody in your life can be passive about supporting you. Oh yeah, well done. Oh yeah, this. Oh yeah, that. Don't get me wrong, well done and that is still really good. But as the person that you choose to do life with, it has to go a step further. Is he actively investing into that vision for you? And investment sometimes can look like money, but it can also look like his time, his energy. Okay, I don't know, you want to be a public speaker. Okay baby, I've set out 30 minutes every single week for me and you to go over, present. That is a form of investing. He's investing in you. He's even helping you listen to podcasts of some of the greater speakers, and he's pointing out what they do. Like, guys, that is what an investment looks like. Is he actually actively investing in you and your vision? My man said something to me that I really value, and he said to me, it will not be under my leadership that your gifts and abilities die. Guys, do not be with a man that under his leadership your gifts and abilities and passions and everything have to die, because his ego is too fragile for both of you to have passion, for both of you to be able to do things together, for both of you to be able to go hand in hand and do stuff. Do not go with a man like that. These are things to think about before you think, is he the one? Because if you have to suppress yourself, if you have to dim your light, if you cannot dare to dream big because of the partner that you have, my dear, you haven't found a partner. Guys, a big one I would say you need to check, things to look out for, things to consider before you say I do, is his family. Yes, we're marrying the man, not the family, ladies, but let me tell you something. Look at his family and look at them well. Look at first of all, look at his family dynamics and his family structure. If his structure is not something that you think you can tolerate moving forward, because forever is too long for you to be dealing with things like that, do not do it. When we were on live on TikTok the other day, just 2 days ago, that's actually what prompted me to do this video, because a girl was asking a question that was like, oh, I love him but his mother hates me. I promise you that may not be the person for you. And I'm not going to say that may not be the person for you. Look at his family structure. Is he the kind of person that, I don't know, he's the breadwinner of his family? Again, guys, before you thread and do all these things, I want you to actually consider, can you handle it? Can you handle a man that everybody needs him for everything? It is not cute. It is not cute. Think about his home. What is his relationship with his parents? What are the parents' relationship with each other? Does he come from a loving home? Because honestly, you think you're just marrying the man, but a lot of this actually plays a big part into who the man is. If his family doesn't support him and you come from a supportive family, you're going to look at his family as less than, because you're like, oh, I don't like how you guys do stuff. So you need to look at all those things before saying I do. And that might be a really hot take, but I definitely think it's something to consider. Think about his mom, think about his sisters, think about his dad, think about his brothers, think about everything. Think about even their home structure. If you come from a certain type of home and you love that and you want to replicate that but even better, don't go for someone that has lesser than you. Don't go for someone that his home structure is bad. Don't go for someone that his family structure is bad. You know, there's some families that you come into the house and the house is warm. The house feels like, wow, this is a family. And there's some families that you go into the home and it's like, oh, this one is here, this one is there. There's no sense of family, there's no sense of union, there's no sense of love. And if you're coming from where there's love and there's everything, I promise you, you may want to reconsider before marrying into a man that doesn't necessarily come from that. Because as someone that is also used to that, when his family are just acting in their natural habitat towards you, you're going to think it's an attack, because that's not what you're used to. Again, think about this. And one thing I actually said to the girl on the live is, even if you don't think about it for yourself, think about it for your kids, because these will be your kids' uncles and aunties and grandma and grandpa. And if you don't want that for them, if you grew up in a loving home and you don't want them to grow up in a home that is not loving, you need to think about that. And I know that may be harsh, but guys, oftentimes than not, relationship with in-laws has broken up relationships more than they have actually mended it. So you do need to think about it. Is this someone you can build a life with? What does he have that can benefit you? Yes, guys, you need to look. Is this someone I can genuinely see myself doing life with? Is this someone that has the same And again, obviously we can have differences, but for the majority part, do we think the same? Do we want the same things in life? Well, maybe I'm thinking, okay, I want to be able to buy, I don't know, 10 houses, and he's like, why do you need 10? I only want one. That's probably not the person that you're going to want to build with. You need to ask, is this the person I can build with? Is it the person that we can walk hand in hand forever? And what does he have that can benefit me? Guys, in as much as marriage is for love, at the end of the day, Pastor Mel just said something. We married for duty, we married for family. Like, there is still a duty. So while you're looking at love, ask yourself, can he benefit you? Because I promise you guys, men are also looking at the same thing. Men are looking at that, can this woman benefit me? And that's how we should be doing. Don't just like, oh, I love him, I love him, I love him. Guys, can he benefit you? Does he have tools? Does he have resources? Does he have connections? What does he have that can benefit you? And you need to think about that before you actually say I do. Because when you say I do, I feel like you start to see, maybe he doesn't have this, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have this. And you don't want resentment to grow. So ask yourself, what does he have that can actually benefit you? Signs or patterns of greatness. Now, when I was saying, oh, does he have things to benefit you? Sometimes someone doesn't look like exactly who and what they can become, but their patterns will show you who and what they could become. For example, now, I'm trying to go to the gym. I'm trying to be on my wellness journey, right? I'm telling you that I want to, lose this weight, but every single time you guys see me, I'm eating McDonald's, I'm eating Chick-fil-A, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing everything that does not align with the person or the things that I said I want. Very soon you're going to start looking at me like, this girl is not serious. You're not even going to believe me. This is the same with that man. If he's telling you he wants to do this, he wants to do this, but his patterns and his behavior does not align with that. I'm not saying he has to be there yet, but at least he's working towards it. His patterns and his behaviors are not aligning. My dear, you don't want it. You do not want it. You do not want it. At that point, that is when you're, settling for potential. But there's some people, they genuinely just are not there, but they will break through. If they keep working at this, if they keep pushing, if they keep showing up the way they already are, it's only a matter of time. It's a matter of when and not if. But if this man does not have a good pattern, this is not what you want. Study his patterns, study his discipline, his ability to be disciplined, study his ability to deal with life. Oh my goodness, this is a big one. There's some people that do not know how to deal with life. If he shuts down every time that life happens, if he's not able to deal with the ups and the downs of life, guy, I promise you that is not the man you want to settle down with. Because life will happen, things will happen. You need a man that will, yes, he can feel his emotions, he can do all of this, but he's still able to suffer well. That is what you want, because at the end of the day, this is going to be the leader of your home. You need some sort of sturdiness. Study his discipline, and not just his discipline when it comes to gym, because I know these days a lot of guys have good discipline to go to gym, but they don't have good sexual discipline. Study that. Study that. Does he have good sexual discipline? Don't pick for who you are now. Pick for your future self. Pick with her in mind. Whilst this relationship that you're in right now may be toxic, and this your current self, your current unhealed self, the one that is holding on to so much trauma, loves it because it's thrilling. This is your natural habitat. You're thriving in here because this is what you yourself you're used to. That may not be who you want to settle down with, because think of future you. Think of future you that has more to lose. Because when you're in toxic relationships, when you have nothing to lose, it's fun. But when you have everything to lose, think about that person. Think about that person that maybe is changed. Think about that person that maybe is a mother. Think about that person that maybe actually craves peace, but because they've been in such a chaotic way of thinking, they have no choice but to adapt to toxicity. Think about that person. Think for your greater self, not for your current self. That is who you marry for. And then lastly, I said a wedding is glamorous. Make sure your marriage is too. Guys, I will tell you this now. People will come, people will sit down, people will help you eat your love, they'll post on the day. But let me tell you something, there are even some friends of mine that, and mind you, I actually really did not invite a lot of people to my introduction, but there's some friends of mine, since my introduction, they have not even said, how are you? Talk less of how is your marriage. This thing is really between the two of you. Be selfish in your picking. Be selfish in your choosing. Do not even think, oh, my mom wants me to marry. Thank God my mom was not putting no pressure on me. Don't think this person wants me to marry. Da 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 da. Everyone's asking me when I should be. Don't use any of that logic to pick, because people don't really care about you as much as you think they do. Do things in a way that you will be happy with. Pick the person that you want. Pick the person that you are compatible with. Pick the person that you know most aligns with you and where you're going and your values and your morals. Because people will eat your love fries. They will eat everything. They will never help you post it. But at the end of the day, when all is left and done is only used to, even if some people check in here and there, it's not a daily. Even your parents, your mom cannot live in that house with you. Your father cannot live in that house with you. Nobody can stay in that home for you. Nobody can be in that relationship for you. It's you guys together. So pick well. And I think I heard someone say that, it's also a tolerability thing. Make sure when you are picking is someone that they don't have things that are just so against what you think and what you believe in. But yeah, I hope that was of somewhat value to you guys. If you guys enjoyed, I'm actually really anxious when, not really anxious, I'm just a bit like, they don't want to hear what I have to say. Even though I know you guys have asked, I'm just still a bit nervous, because it's like, I don't want to be that person that came, and I was saying this the other day, I was like, well, I don't want to be that person that has been here for like 5 seconds and is now talking about it. But somebody rightly said, but that's still 5 seconds more than some of us have, so we want to hear from you. And I'm going to try my best and give you guys some of the content. And if you are a married woman or anything and you guys have any more advice, please, we want to know. We want to hear more. I'm so grateful for the age and the generation that we're in, where like a lot more women are speaking up about the realities. Because what I will say is, I feel like a lot of people do lie about what the realities are, and people are speaking up. And the realities doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Some of the realities is that people are enjoying themselves in marriage. Some people are not, and it's good to have both of them so that you can weigh hand in hand and see what it is that you truly want for your life. Anyway, I've done enough rambling on. I said I didn't want this video to be too long. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I am so excited to be back and filming. Let me know what else you guys want to see in the comment section down below. I love you guys, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.